Rome had only one empire, but two men claimed the right to rule it. One was Rome's greatest general. The other was Julius Caesar's chosen heir. Between them stood the richest queen in the ancient world, Cleopatra. What began as a struggle for power would end in the largest naval battle Rome had ever seen. When the smoke cleared, the Roman Republic would be gone forever, and a new empire would rise from its ashes. Allies become enemies. The victory at Philippi should have brought peace. Brutus was dead. Cassius was dead. The assassins of Julius Caesar had been defeated. For the first time in years, Rome no longer feared the armies of the Republic, but peace never came. Instead, the victors turned toward one another. Octavian, the young heir of Julius Caesar, returned to Italy, determined to rebuild Rome. Mark Antony, the greatest general of his generation, sailed east, where Rome's richest provinces awaited him. To prevent another civil war, the two men, together with Lepidus, created the second triumvirate, 3 rulers, 1 republic. The Roman world was divided. Octavian ruled the western provinces. Antony controlled the east. Lepidus governed North Africa. On paper, the arrangement seemed perfect. Each man possessed wealth, armies, and political authority. But beneath the surface, distrust continued to grow. Octavian believed Antony wanted absolute power. Antony believed Octavian was too ambitious. Neither intended to remain equal forever. While Octavian strengthened his position in Rome, winning the loyalty of veterans, reforming the government, and building political support, Antony spent more and more time in the eastern Mediterranean. There, he met someone who would change history forever. Queen Cleopatra of Egypt. She was unlike anyone Antony had ever known. Brilliant, charismatic, fluent in many languages, and ruler of the richest kingdom outside Rome. Their alliance quickly became more than political. Together, they dreamed of creating a new Eastern Empire, an empire powerful enough to rival Rome itself. News of Antony's relationship spread rapidly. Roman senators whispered that their greatest general had forgotten Rome. Some even claimed he now served Egypt instead of the Republic. Octavian watched carefully. He understood that battles were not won only with swords. They were also won with public opinion. Soon, the struggle between the two most powerful men in the world would become impossible to stop. Across the Mediterranean, 2 rulers prepared for the inevitable. One gathered armies in Rome. The other gathered fleets in Egypt. Neither man could rule, while the other still lived. And before long, the sea itself would become the battlefield. The queen who changed everything. Far from Rome and the magnificent city of Alexandria, Mark Antony arrived as the most powerful man in the Eastern world. Waiting for him was the Queen of Egypt, Cleopatra. She was already a legend. Years earlier, she had captured the heart of Julius Caesar. Now, history was about to repeat itself. Their first meeting was unlike anything Rome had ever seen. Golden ships filled the harbor. Purple sails shimmered beneath the Egyptian sun. The air carried the scent of incense. While musicians welcomed the Roman general, Cleopatra understood one simple truth. Power was not won by force alone. It was won through influence, conversation, and ambition. Antony was captivated. He found in Cleopatra not only a queen, but an equal. She spoke of kingdoms, trade, armies, and the future of the Eastern Mediterranean. Together, they imagined something extraordinary, a new order, where Rome and Egypt ruled side by side. Months became years. Antony spent less and less time in Rome. He built his headquarters in Alexandria, raised children with Cleopatra, and trusted her more than many Roman senators back in Italy. Octavian watched every move. He realized he had discovered Antony's greatest weakness, not on the battlefield, but in the minds of the Roman people. Octavian began a campaign unlike any Rome had seen before. Messengers carried speeches across Italy. Senators repeated the same story. Again and again, they claimed Antony had abandoned Rome, that he dressed like an Eastern king, that he bowed before Cleopatra, and that he planned to give Roman lands to foreign rulers. Whether every accusation was true no longer mattered. The people believed them. The turning point came during the donations of Alexandria before thousands of spectators. Antony granted vast eastern territories to Cleopatra and her children. To many Romans, it looked as though their greatest general had chosen Egypt over Rome. Octavian seized the opportunity immediately. He declared that Rome was no longer fighting Antony. Rome was fighting for its own future. Across the Republic, young men answered the call. Shipyards worked day and night. Blacksmiths forged weapons without rest. The greatest fleet Rome had assembled in generations began taking shape. Both sides understood. There would be no negotiations, no compromise. Only one man would lead the coming war. As master of the Roman world, across the Ionian Sea, hundreds of warships gathered beneath fluttering banners. The winds were changing. The sea was growing silent. And somewhere beyond the horizon, the battle that would decide the future of civilization was about to begin. The battle that created an empire. In 31 BC, the two greatest powers of the ancient world finally met near the western coast of Greece at a place called Actium. Never before had Rome assembled such an enormous fleet. More than 500 warships filled the sea, thousands of soldiers, sailors, and archers waited in silence, knowing history would soon be written. On one side stood Octavian, his fleet commanded by the brilliant Admiral Marcus Agrippa, a man whose victories had already saved Rome more than once. On the other side, Mark Antony, alongside Queen Cleopatra. Their ships were larger, heavier, and built like floating fortresses. Many believed Antony could not lose as dawn broke. The wind carried the smell of salt, smoke, and burning pitch. Then the horns echoed across the sea. Hundreds of oars struck the water at once. The battle had begun. Agrippa refused to attack recklessly. Instead, he used speed, discipline, and superior tactics. Roman ships surrounded Antony's heavier fleet, cutting off movement, one by one. The giant warships became trapped. Flames spread across the water. Wood cracked beneath relentless attacks. The sea itself seemed to burn for hours. Neither side surrendered. Then, something unexpected happened. Far behind Antony's battle line, Cleopatra's royal fleet suddenly turned. Its sails caught the wind, and the Egyptian ships began sailing away. Many believed the battle was lost. Antony saw Cleopatra disappearing over the horizon. For one unforgettable moment, he faced an impossible choice: remain and fight for Rome, or follow the woman he loved. He chose Cleopatra, leaving thousands of his own soldiers behind. As Antony's flagship turned away, confusion spread through his fleet. Captains no longer knew who commanded them. Some continued fighting, others surrendered. Many were destroyed where they stood. By sunset, the sea was covered with shattered ships, broken masts, and burning wreckage. The greatest fleet Antony had ever assembled no longer existed. The war was over, but tragedy had only begun. Antony and Cleopatra escaped to Alexandria, hoping to rebuild their strength. Instead, Octavian marched steadily toward Egypt. City after city surrendered without resistance. Even Antony's own soldiers abandoned him. When Octavian finally reached Alexandria, there was no great battle, only silence. Believing Cleopatra had died, Antony took his own life soon afterward. Cleopatra also chose death, rather than live as Octavian's prisoner with their deaths. The last rivals to Caesar's heir were gone. Octavian entered Alexandria not as a conqueror alone, but as the undisputed ruler of the Roman world. 3 years later, the Senate granted him a new title. Augustus, the revered one, the Roman Republic, which had ruled for nearly 500 years, was gone. In its place rose an empire that would shape the course of human history. One battle, one decision, one man changed the destiny of the ancient world forever. The Republic had fallen, the Empire had begun, and Augustus would become the first emperor of Rome. His reign would usher in 2 centuries of peace, prosperity, and expansion, an age remembered simply as the Pax Romana. But every empire casts a shadow, and the story of Rome was only beginning